Welcome back to the potential final game already of this Raptors finals in our 2020 Rumble, because DINO Crisis is already 2-0 up against Team 6. And I think Andre got some words for the Picket Bands to say.
Vel'Koz! Ban Vel'Koz! I just think that, that champion has been so impactful in the last two games. And last game, it stole a Soul and a Baron. So, it just in the hands, I just don't think it can get through. Like, realistically, when you've got it in the hands of Lecce, it just seems so powerful. So it has to go through. I will be so baffled and shocked if it's not banned. That I really just can't imagine it getting through.
But the point is, if they want to get the Vel'Koz banned, they probably have to drop the Ramos, and I think they should have done that before, because now they are on match point, and if Ramos turns out to be really that menace that they think it is, then they're screwed. But if it doesn't, then it's cool. But the problem is, you don't want to find out in the last game potentially of your series if the pick you left open is actually too OP to leave open against DINO Crisis or not. And they have blue side, so they can just first pick the Lulu potentially.
Yeah, or even the Evelyn. Like, or even the Lux, if I know that...
I don't think Evan and Lux will get through.
No, because I know how comfortable Lecce is on that Lux, so it could be a trade, but I think because Lux is even more of a comfort pick, as you mentioned, actually, I think that Ramos is, if they're going to drop one, it's going to be the Ramos. It's just, I can't, I'm very Ramos biased. I do love that champion. However, it's just not, or cannot be as impactful as a Vel'Koz, in my opinion.
Well, let's take a look.
I think focusing on the similar bans that they did against Team 6, the Volibear, we see it there, hovered, Volibear, potentially taking the Ornn away again, it was again just so impactful. Tombe really, aside from, before the teleport down to bot lane for the double kill, Tombe was having a really tough time against the Ornn. So I think it's a super important thing to take away. Just another comfort pick, taking away the Shen, again, one of Boishtazi's super comfort picks, and having that global, such a global presence. Yes!
Finally!
Oh, okay. So we finally see the Vel'Koz ban. So as mentioned, I think it will be the Ramos dropped. We'll probably see the Lux coming through, and again, just mimicking the same bans from game one: the Volibear, the Shen, and the Ornn, to just limit that top lane, top jungle impact as Lux is taken away from Lecce. So Lecce is going to be on a slight off pick, but Lulu is open. Both teams play it, and it looks to be such a strong pick. And yeah, there it is. First picked.
First pick Lulu. That means we're going down the list. We're just going down the list for Patovica and Alistar. Lulu? Nope. Nami? Nope. Jenna? This time we stop at Nami, so Nami will be locked in. And also big important part here, Pepke will or is getting subbed in again. So the Lulu resident player, I think that's actually the reason why they have Pepke playing on blue side, because they want to first pick the Lulu.
Exactly,
Like, that's the main reason they put in Pepke, because Pepke is just a way better Lulu player, apparently, than AF Greed.
Yeah, and there it is, the Ramos. So my boy got picked. We'll have to see how it works. Again, we see such a strong bot lane out of DINO Crisis. We've got the Jinx Lulu. It worked super well in game one. We'll have to see if it mimics the same thing. But as we see, Kai'Sa has made it through. Kai'Sa was picked before the second ban phase. So, we'll see Patovica very happy with that. We'll see what support. Nami was picked. So again, such a strong bot lane. Normally it is the Kai'Sa Lulu, but again, an enchanter making it very nice. As Garen is taken away from Tombe. So that's a third game that it's going to be. The third game is going to be something different now.
I feel like Team 6 is actually doing DINO Crisis a favor with the Kai'Sa pick, because Patovica has been very strong in every game they played. In every game, in a losing game, Patovica or Alistar were at least a threat and holding up the bot lane. I think it doesn't change that much with the Kai'Sa. They will still probably be the stronger bot lane. but losing the Seraph and Veigar for mid lane might hurt them more.
Absolutely. And I think just the natural kind of presence that the bot lane of Dino Crisis has. So you've got a Lulu with a Whimsy that she can throw onto Rammus powerballing in. And I think it's deadly. You know, Kai'Sa, until I guess the invisibility on the E upgrade, I suppose, Kai'Sa can't really escape from it. So a safer option could have been Ezreal or Caitlyn, but, you know, there's the Maokai and Malzahar locked in last.
Yeah, Malzahar, not a big fan of the pick. It's just, it will get bullied around by Ledge from... Orianna is just such a good lane opponent against Malzahar in the early game because you can completely shut down all the minions coming in, the Voidlings from Malzahar. You can take his shield away with your auto attacks. You can deal way more damage with your auto attacks. You have a shield to just completely absorb all the damage the Malefic Vision could do in the early game. So,
I think definitely and if you look at the team comps as well, like you've got Rammus and an Orianna, like those two pair amazingly well. Like Rammus wants, you know, maybe jungle item plus, you know, I would like to see Thornmail, just the standard Rammus item. I think that just being able to go in, use your defensive ball curl with the Orianna ball plus shockwave, I think it could be deadly. So hopefully we'll see quite a few of those. And yeah, we'll have to see how the games go, because I do like the team comp of Dino Crisis. I think it's very team fight oriented, and as you mentioned, I think the mid lane is going to be so important with just the presence of Orianna versus Malzahar, just for all of the points that you stated. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see how it goes.
One more game away from the final 3-0 sweep. Dino Crisis, can they do it, or will we see the potential reverse sweep coming in with at least one game for Team 6? I mean, they have the comfort pick for Patovicer, but the rest of the team, I feel like they are all playing champions they're not super comfortable with.
Yeah, and we've discussed in the last games that Alistar obviously being such a high-profile Lulu player, being so important, as maybe an invade looks to be coming in, but backed off safely.
And by the way, take notes, everyone. That is the exact reason why you don't level your abilities until you go to lane. Because if you have your Jinx Q leveled right there, you're in big trouble. You might just die or have to flash. If you just go for the jumpers, like Nomads did, guessing Nomads just doesn't normally level the jumpers level 1 anyway.
Unless it's a super secret strat no one knows about.
So in that case, Nomad's just losing a little bit of level 1 power, but not having to flash, not having to heal, nothing. It's just worth it.
Definitely worth it. And I'm interested to see, obviously we didn't touch on Tombi actually on the Yorick. You know, Garen was taken away, but another one of the like very kind of present champions that Tombi has played throughout the Rumble is Sion, and Sion was available. So, you know, maybe the Yorick is just another pick that it was like, okay, maybe it works well into this team, or the Sion wouldn't, or maybe more comfortable on the Yorick. Who knows? We'll have to see how the cats do against the tree. So, yeah.
I mean, looking at the top 4 picks for Dino Crisis makes me feel really good. Like, this is a team comp I can dream about. Looking at the Yorick pick, yeah, not so much. I mean, you mentioned the Sion. Put in a Sion, and I will marry this team comp. So,
yeah, I think it's just the presence of having a Sion being able to charge in or peel equally with the Orianna ball. We mentioned the Orianna ball with the Rammus. Like, both would be amazing, and Sion is just the natural beefy tank that just scales so well with the free health from his W passive. So yeah, we'll have to see how it works. Obviously, it could be a super sleeper pick of Tombi that carries really hard. Only time will tell.
I mean, definitely is a stronger lane bully against Boystazi. Tombi should be able to just bonk Boystazi on the head. Problem is, Bot lane, we see the difference in
Come on,
Jinx having
Miosico.
compass. But hello, Ramos, flash and double, already knocked back. Patovica tries to escape, countering from Axie though, and Nomad's already marked down. Nomads, low life, one more attack for the passive. Nomads will get flashed out. Patovica first blood coming in for the Kaiser. Miosico next target, getting marked again, getting slowed, getting stunned. Pet kill, low life, Miosico barely escaping. Perfect counter gank. And this is the strength of the bot lane we really want to see.
What the brilliant timing! You know, we saw that Axie was on that scuttle, but then immediately just abandoned it, went for the counter gank. I really like the gank very early by Rammus. It's exactly what you want. It's super strong. But unfortunately, I definitely think that, you know, when you flash in as Rammus, okay, that's great. You got the double knockup. But I think Alistar would have definitely been the target because, you know, Patovica had cleanse and immediately got out. So Alistar probably could have been locked up and, you know, then killed. So, you know, a lot of summoners were burnt. We saw flash heal on Nomad, flash cleanse on Patovica, flash on Alistar, exhaust on Pepke. So overall, we did see Team 6 come out ahead, you know, and Patovica getting the kill, which is exactly what you look at the CS. We've got 25 on Patovica to the 7 of Nomads, which like that's going to be a bully. You know, Patovica hasn't backed yet, so well, it'll probably be the pickaxe start. If it's the Mana Moon build, obviously we know that Patovica does like the Essence Reaver build first into the Guinsoo, so you know we'll have to see what they fancy today. But very nice counter gank by Axie, and hopefully the Sejuani can be, you know, we didn't see it in game 1 unfortunately, but we can hopefully see that impact that comes in and more counter ganks like that because it was perfect.
They already got a flash on Boystazi on the top lane though, so with the bot lane focus coming in, that might be the chance for Tommy to actually go for the solo split on the top.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird flash though. You know, I guess that without a ward, you know, Boystazi could have thought that, oh, you know, we've got Miosico coming up for the gank, but you know, when you're just in Yorik's prison with just a Yorick, you're both full HP. Oh, there's no flash for this one though.
Yeah, deciding to hit the prison, deciding to hit the ghouls, deciding to hit the prison. Too much indifference what to hit for Boystazi. So the ghouls are jumping back in. Tommy, one more hit, will take the shovel over the head, and Boystazi falls. That was just not the right decision making there. And Pepke, again, focus for Patovica. Bubble hitting Patovica should be able to at least force the flash. And that is a strong looking bot lane.
Yeah, and we mentioned Patovica still hasn't backed for that power spike, just wanting to stay and get as many minions as possible. But that was just back to top lane. Very nice solo kill picked up by Tombi. A very nice flash force earlier, and just the bonk coming out from the shovel from the last rites, just very nice, picking up a kill, having that CS lead as, you know, we had Axie and Alistar just soloing that dragon. So a nice little AD and AP boost, which is exactly what you want to try and help push Patovica just edging forward on that and trying to get as far ahead of Nomads as possible. Still 25 CS lead.
Yeah, I mean, it is also something you need to keep in your head, because most of the time the Infernal Drake in early game is completely irrelevant. You can just ignore it, because it will not get more Infernal Drakes, so the stack is really coming in at late game points where it maybe is more damage, but in general it doesn't matter as much. But for Kaiser, that might just mean you get the Q evolve a bit earlier, and that can be a lot of damage unexpected coming in.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, you know, it could be that just that difference of like just the surprise, the plain surprise with having an item advantage. But you know, I think Patovica maybe should get this wave, shove it in with the lack. You know, Nomads and Pepke did back. You know, they got their items. So I think unless they maybe go for a plate, if they manage to get it down, which it looks like they will, and then back. You know, we had exactly the same thing in game 1. It was staying for that extra CS on the AD carry and just backing with a lot of gold, as Tombe actually teleported behind them.
I mean, at some point you need to go to the base, and maybe all you need is a shovel over the head to remind you of that point. Tombe will not be able to pick up the kill, but the message definitely was loud and clear and heard by Patovica, so Patovica's going base.
Yeah, and I think that's good, you know, forcing forcing the cleanse just to get away there, and the heal from Alisar, of course. But you know, both flashes. I think Alisar's is either like a second away or just coming up. But Patovica, you know, both flashes will be up shortly. Nomads as well, but we did see before Pepe getting caught out going for that ward, so having to flash over that wall in bot lane. So you know, we could see another fight coming up as Tombe could look to do an early Herald with the Maiden active.
Yeah, Maiden definitely helps out for objectives, or I mean turrets are objectives. So yeah, Maiden helps out for objectives. But looking at the picks, I think it was the right decision to ban Vel'Koz and leave Rumble open. At least for now, it feels just way better. Sejuani is a decent answer against the Rumble. And mid lane, yeah, there's a farm advantage, but I mean, yeah, not too big.
Yeah, and I think like obviously that there's some power behind Miosiko's Rammus. Like there's a reason it was banned in the first 2 games, right? So hopefully we'll be able to see the reason behind it and some it feels weird to say, but pop-off moments from Rammus. It's not something that people say that often. But you know, we look at bot lane, we've still got a almost 25 CS lead, or just over. But the back, so you've got BF Sword, Boots, and Double Dagger. So a very, very nice back from Patovica. And yeah, should be able to just really take a control of this lane to just the pickaxe of Nomads as a fight in the Herald pit.
Yeah, fight erupts and Axie is still going for the Heralds, and that is too much focus again on the wrong targets. They will not be able to pick up the Herald. Suppression on Lecce. Lecce will get chased by one Voidling, but that's not enough. Boystarzy falls. Lecce again, Malefic Visions on Lecce, but should not be able to pick up this one. And Vesto will have to back off. Lecce just already on the double buff, and that's 2 kills plus the Herald. They even got the Herald. Oh no, that's what Team Sick was dying for.
It's you know, Lecce very good to survive that. You know, the Nethergrass almost took him down, but that's an early Herald use. You know, trying to get those early plates. Extra gold onto a Yorick that you want. Nice 2 plates. You know, Maokai, yeah, kind of not doing much in that team fight there. Was caught out with the shockwave, and yeah, the grass and roots didn't really do too much because, as we mentioned, when it doesn't travel very far, it really doesn't snare much.
But also, again, the combination Maokai Sejuani, not super strong in the dueling, and having Herald hitting you might not help there. So I don't know. I don't think that is the right decision to play around the top side of the map. Should probably have Patovica and Alistar actually lane swapping to top. I know that is high level stuff, but if you want to go for the Herald, use your Kai'Sa. 40 farm ahead. Or do that! Mid lane gang, 4-man, going for Lecce. Lecce's getting knocked up, and this is a shutdown. Going over to Vesto. Perfect situation. Vesto needs this money, and Boystarzy needs some help.
Yeah, and we saw that Boystarzy was again just forced to flash out of the Yorick W, the Dark Procession, just to avoid that 1v1. So we might see just an exact repeat of the solo kill we saw before if Boystarzy gets caught out. But we've got Miosiko on the flank, you know, potentially going for that steal. Just have the blast cone, but looks to steal.
Again, objective lost for Team 6. Super Mega Death Rocket and Miosiko are able to pick up this one, and now they're looking for Patovica. They want to get the Kai'Sa. No! Alistar jumping back in with Blast Cone and has to flash out. Miosiko is the target, but Rammus is already quite tanky, and Vesto was pushing mid lane, actually not even reacting really. Patovica is the focus still, and now Vesto will definitely help out. Wild Growth protects Miosiko, but that was a bad situation for Team 6. They are still ahead in gold though.
Rammus, pop up, let's go! But no, that was we saw that was a very nice fight, very nice steal there. Very nice steal there, and it was, you know, it looked like they were wanting to aggress for that dive, and Miosiko was just outside of the range of that Nethergrass. So I think that's why Pepke used the Wild Growth, you know, potentially thinking that they could go a bit deeper, but you know, overall. Oh no. I mean, that's unfortunate.
That's just Orianna versus Malzahar. Once your shields are down, you're living a dangerous life. And from playing a lot of Orianna, I could have told you like 30 seconds ago that this will happen once Veselordi did not decide to back. It's just, you have lower range, you're standing on a turret, so it's pretty easy to actually get the ball in range because the pulling range of the shockwave is quite big. And once you're going to the right side of the turret, it's just unmissable. You cannot miss the shockwave at this point.
Yeah, I think that just puts the nail, like, hits the nail on the head, and the Nether Grass wasn't there potentially to try and lock under tower because of the range advantage. But I think we saw in the top lane, obviously Tombe being like, there was a super bully, and it was at the Herald fight we saw that Team 6 knew that the Maiden was active. I think Tombe walked over like 3 wards or something, so they knew it was active, but they still decided to take that fight. So I think for the next fights, Voice actually cancelled the TP to bot lane there.
Yeah, they're looking for the picks. Katowice in the 2v2, now 3v3, because they obviously have help from Veselordi, and they are able to pick up one double kill, getting shut down for Axi, but the gold goes over to Katowice, so 3-0 Kaiser. That is looking promising for Team 6, and they even get played to the bot side.
It's literally exactly what you want. You've got Katowice who is already ahead. We'll look at the CS number 68 to 107, and just pushing that advantage. We've got the BF sword, we've got Berserker's Greaves, we've got the Cloak of Agility. So it really looks like we're going to get the Essence Reaver coming in first as Xy's trying to 1v1 Lecce.
Whew. Close one, but you gotta keep in mind Lecce has that cleanse. Even though it was misused, in theory, it's pretty strong, and yeah, Axi with the Seju again.
And I think it would have been actually okay, if Axi had the Glacial Prison, which was just using that bot lane, obviously they would have won because of how close it was. But a nice pickup, 4 for 1 on that Orianna now, so very, very strong. CS very, very similar, but those 3 kills being very, very important. We'll have to see how they factor into the next fight as Katowice looks to try and 1v1 Tombe. Does have flash. Ooh, Killer Instinct, not up though.
Oh, this is such a bad feeling as Kaiser. When you know someone is low and you have a Malta in the mid lane that's getting taunted? No. Mirseiko actually not able to land the taunt due to the passive blocking the CC and the flash just being there in time.
But that's it, the flash is now down, so the next engage is pretty much going to be there if obviously the dive in onto Vesta wants to happen. But Axi going very deep without flash against, but the team has collapsed, okay?
And the team is going for it. That's just the problem when you're alone versus Malzahar. It's just super easy to lock you down, and just the problem is, if Malzahar locks you down, that means Katowice gets a free flight into the team fight or into the pick.
And another shutdown as well, another free shutdown for Katowice as well. So just really, really getting far ahead with that gold. Wondering if it's going to be the Guinsoo standard or it's going to maybe be, maybe another Runards.
Well, that was not the best chase, and I love how Team 6 is now using Katowice's strength. They're pulling Katowice to join every potential play, and we can see the difference. What just having this Kaiser makes Mirseiko just getting bursted down, and they will pick up this Ramos, but the third dive from Katowice might cost in this life. No, Alistair isn't the target for Lecce. Maybe not the best target. You want to go for the Kaiser. You want to pick up Vesto.
Shockwave,
on the top side. The shockwave is beautiful. Shutdown.
Wow. Oh my, that's a very big shutdown. That was a very nice double kill.
Wait, did he have flash?
I think it just came up, I believe. Or maybe it was up and it maybe wasn't worth it, but then in that case, why cleanse? But yeah, I think that was a very nice pickup, and I think that's a very good. Obviously we know Katowice really, really likes Kaiser, but as far as AD carries go, I was talking about the immobility, but when it comes to like the damage that Kaiser does against a Rammus who is just armor, I think it's a very good pick with that mixed damage as Lecce caught in the mid lane.
I've seen this one before. Yeah, Lecce still continues to go for these hero. I can take them all on my own place. Problem is, this time it's not a Vel'Koz, and it's also Maokai Malzahar. So Mispositioning means death. They're looking for the team fight though on Tombe. Again, Petavica diving in with the damage. The problem is they need to focus Jinx. They need to protect Petavica for Team 6. Jinx free firing a bit, but the problem is Miosiko is on Petavica and is able to pick him up. But Tombe, now the next target, the rest of the team is already out. They don't have a mid laner right now, so Tombe will definitely fall. Team 6 looking good, even though they lost Petavica. It took DINO Crisis everything they had to focus down this carry.
Yeah, overall, it's a nice shutdown, but 1 for 3, losing the Drake. On top of that, you've got around a 2,000 gold lead for Team 6, but you do still have the power in the team, right? You've still got a Rammus who scales just to be a great tank. Could the steal come in? No. Not quite a Vel'Koz, yeah. But Shockwave isn't up.
I mean, that was worth it. If they don't die here, then this is definitely worth it. Getting the cleanse for the Glacial Prison is a worthwhile trade, and I mean, you have to keep in mind that Miosiko just took out Petavica last fight, and there was no Legend, no Shockwave even close. So that can always happen because Vesto is not the biggest damage threat in himself, so they always have to keep an eye on for Petavica.
Absolutely. And just looking at some of the items, we've got Triforce complete into Spectre's Cowl for Tombe. We've got Synth and it looks like it's actually going to be probably an adaptive helm, I'd say, from Miosiko against that Malzahar, of course, with the Malefic Visions causing a lot of just that damage over time.
Does it actually trigger or count for the ultimate too? Because it's damage over time?
I'm not sure. I wonder if potentially, but again, really, just a nice pickup overall. Because you want to get, I mean, yes, okay, Patavica is really strong, but from the fight, you have, it's either Miosiko is diving in or is playing peel duty against Patavica. If Patavica does dive in, which we've seen the killer instinct, the aggressive killer instinct, so yeah, we'll have to see what the next itemization is after that. But we've got Nomads finally finishing the Infinity Edge. We've got Patavica pretty close, I think, to the Guinsoo's, so that'll be a nice little power spike, and it looks like the Warmogs as well next for Axie, as Tombe is playing Bush Yorick.
Yeah, playing Bush Yorick versus 3 though, completely wrong jungle though, and there's Ledger going in, but there's no one from Ledger's team. What are you doing, Ledger? You're not the Vel'Koz OP power pick, and now they're just all getting picked off. Pepke is the next target, and Team 6, that is looking good. That is looking promising. That is looking like you might get another game.
Very nice. Yeah, we saw that such a split. As mid lane.
Yeah, they just get the Ramos. They would just get basically everyone. Nomads is barely escaping with half life, but they should not overpush. They are somewhat low life. Hex, the Mega Death Rocket, already taking down Boystasi and Vesto to 1/3, 1/5, and they have to back off. So, good turn of events. Team 6 is definitely ahead.
Definitely nice 5,000 gold lead there, getting some very nice picks. And we just saw how disjointed DINO Crisis was from their team. Miosiko was kind of around red buff, I think, and then the team was completely split. Pepke was flashed on by Boystasi, who then knocked Pepke into the grasping root, so was a nice kind of root, and then was able to stack CC on top of them. So yeah, just very nice picks, nice 5,000 gold lead. Could have been a Baron potentially, because you've got Pepke, who is very fed, has now finished that Guinsoo's. Could potentially, looking at the items actually, with the Vampiric Scepter and Dagger going for a Blade of the Ruined King, very good against Rammus and Yorick. So yeah, we'll have to see what that itemization is next, and how Vestalorde and Patavica can help these team fights, as Lecce could be caught out again.
Lecce definitely not having the best game. The problem is now they also lose Pepke, and already down 2 members. Baron should be the call. I mean, I think they will not be able to push in mid lane, so just go for Baron. Just take the easy Baron. I don't know why Axie is bot lane. I really don't know, but they could still start Baron. They have Kai'Sa, they have Malzahar. They have a lot of damage to go for Baron, and they're just wasting time mid lane.
Yeah, I'm very, very confused as to why Axie decided to go bot when, you know, Sejuani's not exactly a split pusher. But, you know, they could just try and barrel down this mid lane tower as Boistaz is in the back line.
Yeah, he's very deep, a bit greedy, the turret focus, and Nomads now is excited again. The mid lane turret is not down because there was not really a chance to actually take it, and they have a slow pushing Sejuani. And it's not only that Axie is not the best split push champion, or on the best split push champion, Axie is also on the front line and engage and CC champion of the team, so that's missing Katowice. Careful, Shockwave is still available.
Yeah, Glacial Prison up, so, you know, they did go for that dive before, but if I was Team 6, I'd just push this wave and then go to Dragon. It's just spawned, you know, you could get onto Soul Point, and, you know, they're in a very good position. The jungle, you know, they've got a couple of wards, there's no warding from Dino Crisis, so should be a fairly safe Dragon because, you know, we see Miosiko backing out of mana, you know, half HP, so yeah, should be a nice pickup unless a steal comes in from Dino Crisis.
Yeah, that was pretty close, but still, I mean, it should not happen. It's not the same as a Syndra or Valkos just free firing. So good secure, third Drake, and I think the Ocean Soul is not as impactful in this situation. Just if you lose Katowice to a combo of Miosiko and the Shockwave from Ledger, well, good luck with the rest of the team getting healed. But yeah, there's no damage.
Yeah, I think the last looking at the team comps that we saw from the last two games, I think, you know, Cloud Soul did actually work very well, you know, with the type of engages that they wanted, you know, with Nico especially. So yeah, I think it could be quite nice, but I think there could be other ones that are better, as Tombe's just 1v1ing Axie.
I mean, Axie was 1v1ing the Maiden, so Tombe had a free time. Axie will run away and should be able to escape with Alistar. Yeah, I mean, that's 2v2. They can definitely win this one. The problem is they're not on the same page. Miosiko is just flashing into them. And, I mean, look at Tombe. Tombe was like, hello? I wanted to back.
Like, I like the idea of an engage or just the pressure, but I'm not sure the flash engage solo, as you mentioned, Tombe had completely backed off, but an early wild growth there onto Nomads.
No. Bye-bye, Pepke, bye-bye, Flash. Nomads, I mean, yes, try to take someone with you, but do not waste your flash for that.
To a Malzahar. Do not flash to a Malzahar. Quite interesting, but this is, again, just a very good position to just force Baron. Go Baron! You know, yes, Miosiko's up, yes, Lecce's up, but the power that Team 6 have to just turn off the Baron without the bot lane of Dino Crisis, I think is too important. So, yep, here we go. No Nethergrass, Glacial Prison is up, Killer Instinct is up, no Tidal Wave, but I mean, yeah,
just turn. Just turn if you, and now continue.
Shockwave down now, yep.
Yeah, and Axie should be there at some point, so...
Glacial Prison is up, actually should dive in, obviously focus on music as Katowice dives onto Lecce without the Shockwave there, so...
Yeah, good Killer Instinct, and now Miosiko will definitely be in danger. They all need to protect Katowice. This gets locked down. Oh, the Mega Death Rocket! That was quite painful to lose your carry there, because it wasn't even the direct hit on Katowice, it was a hit on Alistar, I think, that actually took down Katowice.
Yeah, very nice shutdown as well to get that across onto Nomads. Obviously, we saw a slight misplay in the top lane there. And look at the items on Katowice. You've got your Essa you've got your Guinsus, you've got your Brunans. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Blade of the Rune King. But then you look at, unfortunately, the items on Nomads. You've got your Infinity Edge and might be able to afford the Brunans now. But, oh. Okay, no, I think Vesalode could have definitely handled Pepke and Miosiko if it came to it. But we've got Drake in 1 minute 50, so we'll have to see if Team 6 really prioritizes that soul, or if we're going to see Dino Crisis prevent it, and Team 6 go for the Baron to trade that there.
Yeah, Drake Vision... Wait. Oh yeah, red ward, okay. I was like, huh, Alistar was just clearing Vision. Why is there red ward left? But obviously Alistar is on the red team. That is Team 6 right now, so it makes sense that the red ward was there, but they need to decide if they want to ward for Baron or Dragon, because they can't keep up both vision
of course,
sides.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the jungle on the top side. So you've got, it might get cleared out now, but could Tommy be caught out?
Definitely being caught out. Everything was invested for this pickup though, so now they have to. Yeah, I mean, maybe they would get it. They would trade it for the Drake teams.
But you know, the Drake isn't up, so we could definitely see Team 6 take the Baron, recall, reset, and then just go for that soul because.
Or just go straight for the soul, actually.
I'll go straight for it, yeah, because I mean, DINO Crest, yeah, okay, they could set up some vision around it, but you know, 40 seconds is plenty of time for Team 6 to sort themselves out in preparation for it.
Don't run mid again. Just don't. Battle Eater. That's just so much damage. Good dodge there, but no. Yeah, no Zhonya's because it's AD Kaiser, so no way to dodge the shockwave there. And that's a big problem. You cannot just face check. But talking about face checks, Pepke is face checking. No damage though. 3 people just taking a lot of time to hit down on the Lulu. And now one of the damage sources is coming in Vesto. But they already lost a lot of time and a lot of momentum.
And they lost the mid lane tower. You know, we saw the minions just finishing it off. And yeah, it should be soul now. I don't think that both sides should recall at all. I think you secure the soul. Unless Nomad's managed to get steal, but you know, we don't have a Super Mega Death Rocket. Musiko does not have flash, but it has snuck into the bush, so could steal it. 2 levels down.
Oh, please.
Hey!
What? No! No! You're not supposed to lose the Drake again like this. Musiko will lose the life though. And they got the carry. Wait, the shockwave!
Shockwave!
Beautiful shockwave, but perfect killer instinct. Double kill coming in. They have Baron buff. They have 3 people down for at least 30-second average. They have an open inhib. They have the wave. Team 6, go!
There should definitely be at least an inhib, and I'd say at least 1 Nexus tower. You know, you've got a wave with you. You've got the cannon wave. So, you know, all you've got is Pepke. Yeah, okay, you've got Nomads coming up in 5 seconds, but the power that
you have TP to save the minion.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Petrovica just needs to stay alive. Focus on the right targets. Focus on the turret. Keep up the focus. Don't die there. Don't overdive. Team 6. Jinx is coming in. Nomad.
Rocket.
AoE. Super Mega Death Rocket. Reset. Coming in. Now he's excited. Nomad is looking for more. But the damage coming in from the Leandris. Flash from Yasuko. Can they turn it around? Can they just get the kills here? They need to just pick up everyone they can. And now it's just 2 people left. 40 seconds. They can at least go for a couple turrets. And the triple kill coming in for Nomads.
I'm very confused as to the stopwatch by Axie. Maybe it was a misclick. Maybe Axie thought that they finished the Gargoyle Stoneplate. But you know, the Super Mega Death Rocket, brilliant pickup, gets Jinx excited, and really that's a very nice defense. We thought, you know, 1 Nexus tower, okay, yeah, it did fall down, but they managed to get an inner turret in mid, push the waves back. We've got Baron and Dragon up at the same point in around 3 minutes, so we're definitely going to have to see what priorities each team has. You know, Musiko did steal that 2 levels down and delay that soul, so you know, very important for them. And you know, Lecce did manage to get a nice solo kill, got a beautiful shockwave. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, that killer instinct really. Patich is very fed, 13 for 5. Finished the Hextech Gunblade now. We'll have to see how these fights go, you know, going for this AP hybrid build, which is very good against the Rammus.
Yeah, definitely having the AP, and I think W Evolve not in, because I think Gunblade is
it's 100 AP, right?
Yeah, but
with the
Gunblade
green
plus
AP?
Yeah, it could be it. Actually, could be. I mean, it would make sense to buy it then if it does, because otherwise I would just go for the Death Dance and just buy the stopwatch anyway. But oh boy, face check the shockwave!
Oh my god!
4 people completely destroyed. Nethergrass not enough, and now they can just turn it on. They can just go for the picks. Battlemeter trying the best to his abilities, but it's just not possible. They would just completely clean up the team fight. And from the backside, now comes Boy Starzy, but the rest of the team is already running for their life. They are already trapped in the realm of death. And that is just Tommy picking up another one. And the shockwave from Lecce, just beautiful.
in such a tight choke point as well. That was phenomenal, and I think that, you know, we saw quite a big gold lead for Team 6, and I think that fight alone has probably really brought Dino Crisis back in, as much as he's caught out solo bot. So yeah, I wonder if Nomad or Leche getting that kill. But yes, for confirmation, Patavita does have the upgrade. Hexet Gunblade gives 80, and Guinsu's without even stacking gives 25. So both the Q and the W upgrade are there. But I mean, that didn't matter. In that last team fight, we saw just how good Leche was. Now has the death cap. So, you know, we saw just before with the Void Staff, Ludens and Zhonya's how good it was. Now it's going to hurt a hell of a lot more.
And I think one of the lessons learned from this series is please don't face check. At least let your tanks face check, because right there, just wait for Axi to face check the bush. And if there's an Orianna, cool. I mean, feel free to shockwave a solo Sejuani if you want to.
Yeah.
With the gargoyles and the Warwonks, there's no way you kill the Seju, and Seju will just regen back up. So.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few mistakes as you went throughout the series. Like before, we saw Pepke face checking a few bushes as a Lulu, which was kind of questionable, I think. Cleansed, okay. But we look at the timers. Baron in 10. Soul, well, okay, Soul Drake for Team 6 in 15 seconds. What's gonna happen?
I mean, potential disaster if Leche gets caught. Good damage though, again from the ball. The healing might come in from the backline. Though Tombe out of position, completely alone. No one can actually follow up. They're trying to, but they will not get in. Shut down on Tombe. The shockwave again!
Oh my god!
Double kill for Nomads. And again, the shockwave picking up Petabeater. And now they're just cleaning house. They're just taking one down after another. Double kill. And this is one speedy Ramos. Should be able to get close to Alistar. Minions blocking, but the Baron is up. The Drake is up. And the world is their oyster.
They have to get both, 100%. Like, obviously, they have the timer, right? Look at, you've got Lulu with Arden, you've got Jinx. Amazing team fight, and just so many really nice shockwaves landing. So it just seems like the Orianna is just causing such a problem, and it's just like how are they solving this? Oh, will Alistar get a steal with the Aqua Prison? No.
Wait, I mean, Leche got the Baron, so
could have happened, but now, yeah, I think just barrel down to that dragon. Yep, okay, we see Tombe TPing, brilliant, and yeah, it looks like Team 6 have just given that up. And now we went from quite a gold deficit. Dino Crisis is now in the lead on gold, so nice little turnaround from the last few team fights of Leche with those beautiful shockwaves. Really amazing, alongside the Runan's rockets from Nomads. I think is a phenomenal amount of damage.
Petabeater went for the Aegis, so I think Petabeater used the stopwatch, because otherwise it doesn't make sense to actually get the Aegis, because the shockwave will destroy you even if you have an Aegis. So the stopwatch to block the shockwave is way stronger. But to be honest, there's one thing you need Petabeater to look out for, and that's the Orianna ball. Yeah. You can ignore everything else basically, because Alistar should be able to protect you and you should have enough damage. So just watch out for the ball. That sounds interesting because Ramos is also a ball, but obviously makes sense to watch out for Ramos too.
Yeah, and I think like we see the so you know, Miyasiko did go for that Bramble Vest into the Abyssal Mask. So you know, you've got that passive of the, I believe it's 15% increased magic damage of nearby things. So you know, if you've got a Miyasiko in the middle of everyone with Leche throwing in that shockwave, I think that's, you know, so much more damage and a very good itemization against. Oh my god.
So much damage, and wait, Petabeater is going close, running in. Now with the knockup, not able to get out. Shockwave again hitting, just too much damage there. I mean, they will lose Leche, but the problem is Nomads is so strong. Finally online with the Jinx, able to find the way in the last team fight. Ton coming out, the red buff slow. Oh, it's not even the red buff, it's just slow from Yorick, and Axi will take a lot of damage. So the turret with the minion.
This could be GG.
I mean, it's 30 seconds on everyone, and the minions are there.
You've got Lulu, you've got Yorick, who's bonking the turrets, and you know, all you've got is Sejuani. This should be it. This should be the sweep.
This should be the final. This should be the 3-0. The last try from Axis.
Don't dive.
Zildjian just don't... Yeah, it doesn't deal damage.
Yeah,
the
that's
pick
it.
is not able. And this is one hell of a turnaround in this game.
What a comeback.
That was a good comeback and deserved 3-0 for DINO Crisis. Whew, Oriana shockwaves. Boy, oh boy.
And I think, you know, in your opinion, given the performances of, you know, people across the board in DINO Crisis, who would be your MVP of this series?
I'd say Lecce. I mean, this game wasn't super impressive, but the first two Valkos games were insane. Stealing objectives, destroying everyone with the damage, with the true damage. And even though this game wasn't really insane, it's still the 2 or 3 important shockwaves of the game that won them the game still came from Lecce. So, yeah, gotta give it to Lecce.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think, you know, they were so far behind. You know, DINO Crisis were very far behind, and I think there was I think 3 key shockwaves, as you mentioned, that really brought them back into the game. You know, catching at least 3 people each time, or managing to pop Patovic as we saw it in that 1v1. So, yeah, just very well played. It wasn't as pop off as we saw the Valkos games, I agree, but overall just a strong performance throughout the series. You know, honorable mention goes along to Nomads, posted some very nice KDAs, very strong damage. But overall, very well deserved, and you know, just to have that resilience to come back in game 3. And you know, unfortunately, we saw Team 6 lose that lead and lose the series.
To be honest, I would say my first would be Lecce, and my second would be the person doing the drafts. I think that's my top 2.
Draft Kingdom was there.
Because the drafts felt really good. Taking out the top side of the map that was always there for the plays, accepting that Patovic and Alistair are just super strong as a bot lane, and then also focusing down on Vesto. I think that was pretty clean, and yeah. So my second pick is whoever the draft person or team effort was. So
yeah, but I believe we've got a replay of one of the comebacks, or one step 1 of the comeback, I should say, for DINO Crisis.
And that is the Ninja Oriana. The unexpected Oriana is the deadliest, as I would say.
It. And I think it's just so hidden, you know, going for that 1v1 onto Patovic, hidden bush. And yes, it was just such a nice pickup. Okay, Lecce was slightly caught out after this, you know, without that shockwave, but overall, you know, you had just so much damage coming out from Nomads, you know, flanking here just through Krugs. And yeah, okay, Pepke did face check and got caught out, but overall, I think the push after this was very important, and it led, you know, the Drake. This came up to the Drake steal after. Yeah, just that was just taking and getting such a big shutdown as well. It was just, I think, so important, because just the raw damage that came out from it. Just, yeah, very nice shutdown. And yeah, here we see Miyosiko just sneaking round 2 levels down. There's no ward on this outer bush, so he's completely unseen, completely unexpected. And Axie, my boy Rammus, stealing the Drake again. And managing to, you know, draw over 3 people, and you know, just doing standard Rammus, tanky Rammus things, and managing to get out and, well, not unscathed, but yeah. And then obviously the killer instinct coming in, another double kill for Patovic, and then this led to where we thought the game might end, but you know, they mounted a nice defense, and yeah.
I mean, for me, the biggest part from the replay was actually the first part of Patovic just running into the bush for no reason. I mean, his team was going mid lane. His team was going mid lane. Why on the side? Risking it.
Yeah, I think no. I think that it was, no, I agree. I think unfortunately it was just another one of those that it was just face checking, needless face checking. So throughout the series, it did happen on both teams as well, actually, right? But we saw both teams doing some questionable face checks, to say the least. Yeah, and I think that one that one could have been worse. It was just one kill, and then Patavita did make up for it with that killer instinct, diving in, getting a nice double kill, alongside that Drake steal to delay that soul by another 5 minutes. But yeah, and then there's more impactful team fights from Lecce coming up.
Yeah, definitely. We have another team fight at around the 36-minute mark. So basically, shortly before they got the game end. And again, always keep your eyes on Lecce. Always keep your eyes on the Oriana and what the ball or where the ball is and who the shockwave hits. Because Petrovica was pretty much at least say 4 out of 5 last team fights getting hit by the shockwave.
Yeah, I think just not being able to track the ball was a big problem. Throughout the chaos of a team fight, it was lost, and then that shockwave just came in and was like 3 or 4 man and just absolutely melting. We saw when the Rabadon's death cap was picked up for Lecce, it was just like so much more damage, obviously due to the nature of the items. So yeah, just very nice team fights, and yeah, that's just very well played by them.
So yeah, let's take a look at this team fight and see how it plays out.
Yeah. And it was a nice glacial prism, but obviously the cleanse coming out immediately to not, try and risk the nethergrass coming in, obviously. We see Miyashika there. We do see the flank coming in from Tombi, who did was trying to 1v4 and was cut off from the rest of the team as Boishtazi was diving into the back line. But then here we go, Miyashiko trying to go for the fight, and there it is. An amazing 3-man, the double kill from the Rockets, and I think that was the beginning of the end, I should say, because at that point Nomads was so incredibly fed, and then so was Lecce, and I think this obviously led to the Baron and then the Drake as well. So just truly the turn, and then after that we had the final team fight, which I believe we'll see as well. But yeah, just very well played by them there.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is always this Oriana shockwave winning them the team fight combined with the AoE damage that Nomads at some point in the game started to really provide for the team. And I still think the Valkyr's ban was right. I still think
100%.
The Ramos and Oriana did not the same amount of damage that the Valkyr's pick did. So I think it was the right decision. They just started to show also some signs of fatigue, because we should not forget, this is a best of 5. Those teams are not used to play best of 5s. They are not used to play as a team with 100% concentration for 3, 4, 5 hours. So it makes sense that you show nerves.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's so rare for people to play in such a competitive environment like this for so long, with the especially in the finals, with all that on the line. So the nerves are bound to show, and yeah, unfortunately the DINO Crescent managed to claw their way back in, as I believe we have the final team fight here.
Yeah, final team fight again. Lecce. Where is the ball? What are they trying? Again, hitting Petrovica already down to half-life, and now they're looking for the shields. Yeah, but the problem is Petrovica went in, tried to go for the Oriana. Now, obviously, no one can help Petrovica because he's too far up.
And just the raw damage we saw from the dissonance, just the QW of Oriana was just half HP. So Petrovica was already low, and yeah, just very nicely done. And as we just discussed in the cast, like you've got Baroned up minions and your Sejuani and Nami, who unfortunately really don't have that much. So yeah, this was it. And after this, obviously the game-winning push happened. So yeah, GG's.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
I mean, looking at the whole series, the 3 games we saw, I think the first 2 games were way cleaner and also looked way more one-sided than this one was. I mean, I would even say this one looked one-sided for quite a while for Team 6 because they were ahead. So I'd say that's kind of sad that we did not see the adjustment to ban the Valkos earlier, because I think even though they lost this one, looking at the potential 4th game, they might have won. So
yeah, I think they showed so much more. I don't know if confidence is the right word, but it just seemed like the Orianna, just early on anyway, they were much better prepared to deal with it. They could handle it a lot more than they seemed to be able to handle Vel'Koz. So yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't see an extension into that game 4 because, as you mentioned, it looked very one-sided. There was a very big kill lead, a very big gold lead, the Drake lead as well. So yeah, I think overall, GG's to Dino Crisis and commiserations to Team 6.
it's still great to see that Team 6 did not go down without a fight, but
Mm.
put up one hell of a fight in the last game. So great to see. And obviously, we will not leave without giving you the opportunity to check out the interview. You can just look at the top side of your screen where you have the info box. Just click on the interview and let's see what they say.